I can't hear nothing. There it is. Hey, oh, got to mute the sound. What the heck did you change there?
I think it was muted from restream. That wasn't me. Everything else.
Well, yeah, you got to unmute the mic and restream.
No. I'm saying it was just muted. So I think it's.
Can anybody hear us now?
Put a 1 in the chat.
Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear us on the ones and twos. This is a great start to the show for the first 5 minutes of it.
Sorry, we'll just blame P Kid for everything. Jeez.
I don't know if Muzz can hear us. Can y'all hear us? Okay, they say
there we go. Okay. There we go. We good? Okay.
Okay. Joe put a whole studio together and forgot the most important part. Audio. They got to be able to hear us, Joe.
Restream defaulted or whatever.
They got to be able to hear us, Joe.
Can't go perfectly.
No, you know what? No, that doesn't make any sense because we were testing it the other day.
Oh, no, I don't know.
Hey.
We're
here.
Yeah, we got it.
That's all that matters.
So like I was saying,
yeah,
there's a dinosaur that has 500 teeth. If you Google it, it's the greatest dinosaur of all time. It's a wild name.
I'll be looking
it's a wild name, though. Look that up on your own personal time. Appreciate y'all for tuning in to show love to another edition of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Like I said, we got the squad in the building.
Yeah.
As always, super producer Joel Holt in the building. Of course, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, holding it down over here in the corner. And C-Dub with a little bit more power back there on the ones and twos.
Baby.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, whoa.
Superman is back in the building.
Hey, calm yourself. We got to talk about Caleb Williams having the ability to break the rookie records for the Chicago Bears.
I was about to say for the NFL. Okay.
And what it's actually going to take.
Okay. All right.
And why the bar is actually not set that high. We got to break that down. Also got to look at this Bears defensive rank. Where do we think this Bears defense is going to end up ranked among the NFL? Look at the depth on the defensive line because if we lose a couple guys, it gets shaky real quick. Real shaky.
Yeah.
Real shaky. And look at the Bears injury report. Some interesting names landing on that list. Do we have concerns on them? All that and more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Boys, outside of all the audio going wonky on us there, everybody good? Everything good? Everybody okay?
Football is back, baby. Thursday night.
I got my jersey on. I saw a guy walking into the building with a Chiefs jersey. I was like, oh, I'm ready to go. He's like, oh, man, I'm retired. Like, I'm ready. I was feeling it.
No, can't wait for Thursday night football, bro.
Goodness.
Me and Jordan talked about that game this morning.
Yes.
So excited. So excited to just see real football. I'm tingling. Last year, we watched the Chiefs at a Bar Louie versus the Detroit Lions, and they lost.
Yeah,
that's true.
Will they repeat that this year?
surprising.
We got to break that down. But let's start it off with the Don Quixote said probably missed like 5 pauses. Let's start it off with the Chicago Bears and our young rookie Caleb Williams because he has an opportunity to do something as far as breaking a rookie record that hasn't been done. And the bar honestly isn't set that high. Right now, Caleb Williams, if he were to go out, and this is a tweet sent out by Jacob Infante, and I think that it's just so awkwardly, not even awkwardly, absurdly low. When you talk about the numbers that he has to complete here. Basically 129 passing yards per game, 0.7 passing touchdowns per game, 65.8% completion percentage, and an 82.2 passer rating will make Caleb Williams the greatest rookie of all time. Rookie quarterback that the Chicago Bears have ever had.
You did say 82.2 completion percentage.
82.2 passer rating.
Passer rating.
Oh,
completion percentage, 65.8.
65 is
That's a little bar.
65 is an elite QB.
That's an
elite QB.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
not
but
bad.
that passer rating is like average.
Well, that's not even
passer
average.
rating- no,
it's not
that's
even
not-
average. That's kind of below
it's
average
low?
in this
Yeah.
day and age.
Wow.
But just seeing those numbers.
You want like a 98 to 100 passer rating as a solid quarterback. You know,
I'll take that all day.
127 is supposedly the
The perfect number.
one of the top. Yeah,
Yeah.
127
Yeah.
point something.
Yeah.
But 65%. I mean, that's nothing. That's a nice feat to aspire to. Period.
I think here's my question with it, right? When you look at the numbers, one, do we think that he will be the quarterback that can reach those numbers? And two, what do we crown him if he does? Like, those numbers are not – like, if he's able to reach those, are we sitting here tingly at the end of the season?
I don't know if we're going to be
sitting here losing our minds at the end of the season if he's able to accomplish that?
Yeah, well, it's like now you're getting a quarterback where you feel like now that he's part of the class of quarterbacks. So now it's jockeying for who's going to be like the top dog. Is it talk about who's a possible MVP in years to come? It's like now you're at the level, there's a barometer of play that like, okay, we have a quarterback now.
Yeah.
So is it going to be his year to really do more versus like, because now the bar won't be so low. Like we would be happy just to have a quarterback in the first place. Now it's like he belongs hopefully in the upper echelon of quarterbacks. You gotta
far exceed these numbers in my book. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
You gotta far exceed these numbers in my book because to me, right, like this is you gotta think 129.1 puts you just past Mitch. Mitch had 21,000 passing yards. If Caleb Williams has a 21,000 passing yard season, we are not happy.
Well, yeah, he's got
2,000. I was going to say, if he has a 21,000. Well, if he has a 21,000.
Mitch had 2,193 yards. Yeah, that's the most by a rookie quarterback ever.
Yep. Oh, yeah, it's rookie. Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying. Like to me, like he could be the greatest rookie in Bears history from a quarterback perspective. And still, you sit there and not feel good if he's just crossing these numbers. I think that I like how he says this. The bar is absurdly low that Caleb can make the record books right away. But I think if you're not halfway through the season and he hasn't destroyed most of these records, you're a little bit concerned.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with that. Because, I mean, if we're going to extend this out to seeing what the most rookie passing yards are in the season, we know it's Andrew Luck. He did almost twice that. In fact, I think he did do twice that, 4,374 yards in 2012. So are you saying that we can't get half that production in more games? Yeah. They didn't play 17 games back then. Like, my goodness, the bar is extremely low. Caleb Williams should shatter all of these records, and I'm looking for him to probably compete with some of the records, period, in the NFL for a rookie. Like, that's what I want to set the bar at. I don't want to just stop it at, us as a team. I want to set the bar at NFL rookie record.
To me, it would be nice, but why not go for the rookie record if you can? But really, it's more about, having a great team. He's also equipped with a great defense. He's equipped with a lot of receivers, with a running game. Like, it's not like it's all on him. And he technically is the savior, but a lot of times those number one picks come to these type of teams and they're asked to basically carry the whole squad. There's a reason that most of those teams are number one because they're not good teams. Yeah. So either they got a bad line, they got a bad this, they're missing, there's some type of deficiencies. So technically, he just needs to be the guy. I mean, I would say a respectable 3,500. But if you're going for the record, that's great. But it's not like we need him. We need him to not mess the game up for us so that the defense can do what they have to do. And we're going to need him to do certain things in the game where he's going to have to take over. There's going to be games where Caleb probably wins 3 games by himself.
Let me ask you a question. So if we're looking at that, right, you mentioned about rookies in the past. And if we're comparing what Caleb could be, we don't want to compare him to Bears record rookies. We want to compare him to all-time.
NFL record rookies.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we're looking at NFL all-time records. I mean, Justin Herbert kind of sets the bar for that with 4,336 yards, 31 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 66% completion rate. So, honestly, the bar that we're setting him for because of how much he was touted for, how much we viewed him over keeping the previous quarterback. Notice I said previous quarterback. I didn't even mention his name this time.
All right.
We're making progress, man. We're making progress. But you know what? Gotta let the sound effect play out. But if you look at what we're looking at here, the top 5 quarterbacks of all time as a rookie, Justin Herbert, Cam Newton, C.J. Stroud, Andrew Luck, Dak Prescott, based on numbers. That's kind of the bar we're hoping that he gets to, as opposed to whatever previous Bear quarterback we had.
So, Andrew Luck was 4,300 yards, Justin Herbert 4,336, Cam Newton had 4,000.
Yeah.
But
only time he threw 4,000.
But, and then the most passing yards in the game is C.J. Stroud at 470. And that was last year. Mark Bolger had 453 and Aaron Brooks at 441. I think that you're going to have situations where maybe that's where Caleb's going to challenge for maybe most yards in the game. You have a lot of he's got more weapons than C.J. Stroud does.
470?
470 yards.
470 yards in a game.
That's
a lot of yards.
That's
bro.
a lot. Period. That's a lot. Period.
Hey, listen, like I would love to say that he's just gonna have that game. That's a high praise right there. If we're being honest on that.
Yeah.
But again, why do you typically have to throw if you're playing from behind? If you have the defense is like giving up a lot of possessions, it's like we need to be careful of like grading that Caleb didn't do this, but it's like it's going to be a successful season.
Yeah.
So yes, we would like Caleb to do all of those things, but we may not need him to do as much because he's going to a much better environment, a better team. Cam Newton was the offense in Carolina.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They had CMC there.
Yeah.
But now that was his rookie year. They went to the Super Bowl in 2015, right? It was like 4 years later.
Yes.
So
The
Justin
Panthers,
Herbert, who was on the Chargers squad, that Justin Herbert, they had maybe two receivers, Keenan Allen.
Yeah, they had Mike Williams. Yeah.
The defense was okay,
Justin
right?
Palmer. Yeah, they had.
I don't think they had a great running game. And then,
they had Austin Eckler.
Not Herbert's rookie year.
Oh, Herbert's
You're
rookie
talking about
year
Herbert
before
rookie
that.
year.
and
Okay.
then Andrew Luck's rookie year. I mean, he inherited Peyton Manning's squad, so he had a decent line to a degree. So
Even though that didn't last.
it didn't last. So I don't know. I just think that like I would like that. It's great that he can win all the records. That's great. He could, but I don't know if we have to have him do that just to do it.
I mentioned this earlier when me and Pat were talking on the morning show, is that I feel like Caleb's going to be in situations where he doesn't have to lead the team and be like that special player. He's just looking to win games. And so sometimes that means throwing for just maybe a touchdown or two, throwing for 250 yards, and then letting DeAndre Swift eat if the running backs are doing well and they're, gaining yards and we're controlling and managing the clock.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing is, are we going to, what's the measuring stick for greatness in a season if we're looking for him to do all of these wonderful things and break these records, whether it be the Bears record or the NFL record? Are we looking for him to be special every single game, or are we just looking for him to win more so than not? That's like the most important thing.
Well, and that's why I love what Caleb said yesterday. When he talked about yesterday, what it's going to take for him to win. I thought that it was great that he said, whatever it takes is what I'm willing to do. Whatever the team needs me to do is what I'm willing to do.
Right.
However, if it's me handing the football off to Swift because Swift is killing them that day, that's what I'm willing to do. If it's me, dropping back 27 times, that's what I'm willing to do. And I think that's the best way that Shane Waldron can use this young man. Yeah. To me, that's the way that he's going to dominate best, because if you try and force him to be something in moments where he doesn't have to be that, that's how you damage guys. To me, the Bears tried to force Justin Fields to be a drop back quarterback behind an offensive line that wasn't set up for a drop back quarterback. Right. I love the fact that Shane Waldron is already like, let's get these naked boots going. Let's get some rollouts going. Let's move this pocket around. Let's get this guy out of here, because especially with this upcoming game versus the Titans, because if we being 100% honest, Jeffrey Simmons can mess up your whole game plan. Mm-hmm. He's that good of a player. He's that big of a disruptor in the middle. So to me, I just think that if I'm looking at Caleb Williams, if I'm looking at what this young man, what I'm expecting of him to do this season, I do have high expectations. I do say go for the rookie records. I do think you should dominate the Chicago Bears rookie records.
Absolutely.
We shouldn't be sitting here talking about we should be at week 10 talking about how he's going to destroy, how he's broken every Chicago Bears rookie record. And then we're heading towards the second half of the season. Is he going to be the greatest Bears quarterback of all time? Those should be the two conversations we're having this season. But at the end of it, also go out there and do what most Bears quarterbacks haven't been able to do. Lead this team to a win. Yeah. Lead this team to victories. Lead this team to consistent wins in consistent years. We're so hung up on the 4,000-yard passer. Nobody would care if we had a 3,600-yard passer every year. And nobody would care if we had Lamar Jackson last year.
Not at all.
Nobody would be upset if it was Was there a moment where Lamar didn't get enough done? Sure. He's got to grow. He's got to do more. But at the end of the day, if I got a 3,600-yard, 800-yard rusher, he's getting over 30 touchdowns combined. He looks like a better passer. He's like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, darn it, we don't have a quarterback. We shouldn't pay this guy.
The Justin Fields crowd.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's
the Justin Fields crowd would absolutely kill that argument.
Yeah, but
because it was like, if this is what you got, we could have kept Fields and built the same, got the hall and everything like that. The Justin Fields crowd is actually the people who were catered to Russell Wilson season.
You know,
3,100 yards, 26 touchdowns, 10 INTs, but you got 100 QBR.
You know why the Justin Fields crowd wouldn't care? If he led us to the AFC title game, because there's nothing, or the NFC title game, there's nothing you can argue.
They shouldn't care now, but they do.
There's nothing you can argue.
Exactly.
Well, there's not.
It'll go
Yeah,
away.
they do.
It'll go away.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Most of them don't care no more.
Yeah.
There really isn't a Justin
And-
Fields crowd anymore.
And it's
like
the
the only
derivative of that.
people bringing up Justin Fields is people that want to throw it in other people's face that Justin Fields got traded. Like nobody's talking about Justin Fields because everybody's like, "No, Caleb Williams pretty freaking good."
Yeah,
And
that
it
shit
moved
be
on.
I
sad.
like this
He'll
guy.
show,
We've moved on.
and it'll show.
I bet you did.
It'll show him in Pittsburgh, whatever he does in Pittsburgh, if it ends up working out. You know, we might have to take a shot. I was looking at the 05.
Oh boy, take a shot. Everybody,
He
take
already ready.
I can't take a shot.
He
Hey,
already
Pat,
ready.
what's
Big
up?
Fat, by the way, over 100 in the chat.
Coming fast with a
Why-
hot and ready. I'm coming fast with a
2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times.
No.
I'm going to have to take a shot.
But let me-
He already
No,
prepared.
that's just
20 years ago.
it's
Silver
just
Harvest said kid appears out of thin air. Y'all know where he was at.
no. But this is the point: is that look at the games when Rex actually played well. It was like when we had that 5. We were what? We were 8-0 before we get to lose to the Dolphins, right? But he threw for 252, 294, 274, 219, 119, 195. This is Rex Grossman.
Rex.
And then
Sexy.
Rex for an NFC Player of the Month.
he was in NFC, player of the month. But
He was cooking,
And
and
then-
then he never
yeah.
did
And
again.
then the Cardinals game came, and that's when he only threw for 130. But my point is that it wasn't like they're throwing for 300 or 400 yards because they had running, they had defense, they had a balanced attack. So that's all I'm saying is that when we're cooking and dominating, a lot of times it's just dominating the clock.
Yeah.
Running the clock out, and we can
Say
basically-
clock, right?
Yeah, clock.
Okay.
CLOCK. Clock. Yeah.
Thank you.
right.
Appreciate that.
All right.
Yep, there you go. So I just think that the expectations of that we don't necessarily. When you have a 4,000 to 5,000 yard passer, there's a deficiency somewhere on your team requiring him to have to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be mad if he doesn't get the 4,000.
Mm.
I'm going to be happy that he could throw over 3,000. He can win games when we needed him to. He's going to throw 3 or 4 touchdowns. Selfishly, I have him in one of my fantasy leagues, so I'd like to see that happen. But
Oh, I got a couple.
I mean, listen, I think at the end of the day, like I said, my expectations are high because 4,000 is average. 4,000 yards in the modern NFL is what?
shut up, Baki.
What Baki say?
He said, dang, Joe, I'm in an Uber and I'm taking a shot in the Uber.
I think the thing now is the reason I'm expecting more out of
Hey, Chris,
the reason I'm expecting more out of this.
Just hold my ice cream.
What did Crimson say?
Audio later, peeking like,
Relay,
oh, my
audio later.
ice cream. Ice cream.
That was funny.
Too late, audio later.
Oh, my
Say
goodness.
nothing about it. Wow. All right.
No, but like I was saying, I don't even know what I was
Silver
saying.
Harvest, I'm gonna look up. Let's look up Brock Purdy's his rookie year because that's also close to like a quarterback going to a really good team that's balanced with running and
That
receivers and
definitely is a
defense.
quarterback that went to a great
So
team. Yeah.
Well, you
that-
can't look up his rookie year. He only played like 4 games.
fine. You just got to be that
You have
type.
to go sophomore.
All right, fine. Sophomore year. So
And that was 4,000 yards.
Yeah, 4,200 yard passer.
There you go.
that's not bad.
Well,
and
wait,
everybody
well,
doesn't give
but
Brock Purdy the
that's
respect.
and that's what I was saying. The thing for me is
69%.
Brock
Jesus.
Purdy, right? Like it's 250 yards a game.
Yeah.
It's a little bit over for him because he has some bigger games, but like for the most part, talk about 250 yards a game.
Right.
That's a 4,000 yard passer in the NFL. It's 17 games. It doesn't take much to get there.
No, it
That is
doesn't.
the average bar. I think the touchdown number is one to look at. The Bears' touchdown record is 29 right now, I believe. Or does Jay have that one? Jay might have the
Cutler.
touchdown record. I know Eric Kramer was 29 touchdowns. But Jay might have the touchdown record. But when you look at
Yeah, 220, 220, 206, 310, 283, 252, 272. What happened?
Most,
Oh,
was that most yards?
You talking
365.
about passing
The highest
touchdowns?
that Purdy's
Nah,
had was
nah.
368 or 365. Like, because he basically wasn't supposed to be the starters. This last year was kind of like his rookie year because there was a whole
Eric
who
Kramer
was injured?
29 and 95.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, it was Trey Lance, and then it was somebody else came in, and they quickly were like, "We don't like you."
Yeah, they went to like three
It was
guys.
like, Purdy. Let's see what he's got. And Purdy was pretty good in there.
Wasn't the guy that went to Minnesota?
Eric Kramer, 29 silver harvest. Yeah, no, I think here's my thing at the end of the day with what I expect out of Caleb Williams this year. For me,
Those are the.
That's what he would.
well, if you've been here on time, you would know what those stats are.
Ice cream, baby.
Listen, I can't do anything about it.
But no, like to me, like when you look at the bar, or even looking at Brock Purdy, looking at the expectation on Caleb Williams, like those are still average expectations.
Yeah.
I'm not asking Caleb Williams to blow the expectations out the water. Blowing the expectations out the water would be a 4,800-yard passer,
Absolutely.
be a 40-yard touchdown guy, be a 10 interception guy, have a passer rating of 104. Yeah, I mean that's blowing the expectations out the water. I'm asking you to come in and do exactly what Ryan Pohl said. Rely on your team. Have the games where you look like you're absolutely dominant out there. Have the games where you look like you're a rookie and need some help. But just grow throughout the season because you have a team that you can do that. My dream scenario is that by the end of this, the biggest thing that haters say is, well, of course he's able to do that. He's got such and such and such and such on his team, just like they do with Brock Purdy. Nobody talks about the fact that Brock Purdy has to get those guys the football. Nobody talks about the fact that Brock Purdy has to throw those deep passes to Brandon Ayuk, that he has to hit Ayuk over the middle. Nobody talks about the fact that he has to hit Kittle in the end zone. Nobody talks about the fact that he has to get it to Deebo Samuel on the edge. They just go, oh, well, but if you got those weapons, it makes it easy.
Jeez.
Yeah, it does. You know what? That's called good team construction. You know what made Michael Jordan's life a heck of a lot easier? Having Scottie Pippen. Having Dennis Rodman. Having Scott. I'm sorry, that was too far.
Tony Kukoc.
Take a nice one.
You got a super chat?
But if I have to say this though, real quick, I get to the super chat. Tom Brady had an interesting clip on what he felt like these young kids need. He said it was a shame that they actually come in and they start because he didn't start his first season, but it allowed him to learn the game. They felt like they watered down the game. What does that have to do with Caleb? Obviously, Caleb has taken up after Tom Brady. He's been working with Tom Brady a little bit, and he's made sure he's reached out to him. But Tom made one interesting point. He said, my goal when I first started was to be a game general, which we will all say is a game manager.
Yeah.
To manage the game effectively, to be able to come to the line, make the right reads, make the right play, even if I see something different than my coaches, and be able to actually execute on a high level. And realistically, some years, Tom Brady looked just like that, a highly efficient game manager. And if that's all Caleb comes out here and looks like, that's perfectly fine.
But he's not. He's going to have some.
For sure.
He's going to have a little bit of some extra pizzazz, like
Creator.
the stuff that he was just
Artiste.
doing in the preseason. Yeah. There's going to be things when stuff breaks down and he just does stuff off script. There's going to be those little special moments. He has that ability.
But Ryan, his talk with Ryan Post, where he said, there's going to be times we have to do Caleb stuff. He may not have to do Caleb stuff.
Yeah.
Realistically, this team is kind of built like that. Where he may not have to do Caleb stuff. Now, I'm glad that he has the ability. But if we don't see it for weeks on end, that doesn't mean he failed. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean any of those things. But you have that hater crowd that's going to always find something to poke at. Just enjoy the ride.
But that's just people in general. You can't make everybody happy.
I think here's the thing, though. When you talk about the hater stuff, right? When you talk about when he does the Caleb stuff.
Santana, this is a custom Holt jersey.
I actually had number 1 first. Yeah, there you go.
And he lasted longer than Justin.
There you go. That's a Holt jersey.
Man.
I had it first.
Hey,
a couple years before.
I love that Santana's so mad like it couldn't have been a Jalen Johnson jersey.
Oh, that is true.
Talk about
He
being
did
a true
take number
Bears fan.
one
You don't
now.
even know that it's still a number 1 on the team, dumbass.
It's a custom jersey.
That was stupid. Who still wears a number 1 jersey in Chicago? One of the players, the number 1 DB on the team. You dummy.
We still got the super chat from Samurai J.
Shout out Samurai J for the super chat. Said, glad you feeling better, Pat, and showing that we built different in Chicago with performances that rivaled the flu game. I dubbed it the toothache pod. Clap it up for the man that lived the life.
Hey, that's facts, bro. You
The
could not
toothache
tell that
pod.
man was hurt. You couldn't tell it. He powered through.
Santana,
That's hilarious.
it's a
Toothache
custom,
pod.
my own
That's
jersey.
correct.
I
That's
just turned around.
It
but-
don't matter. You
You
gotta explain nothing.
Let the rookie know I bought this jersey 10 years ago.
I did. I bought it years ago.
Hey, let the dude know that there's still a 1 on the team.
Yeah, that's true. Jalen Johnson, Jesus.
But no, man. Let us know your thoughts on what Caleb Williams has to do to break the rookie passing record. Do you think that he's gonna get it done? I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I think he's gonna get it done. He ain't getting a haircut.
I thought he said
that man is going
He
full
say he
mohawk.
grown it. He say he grown it.
He's going full mohawk.
Yeah.
I actually like it.
I love it.
I like it.
I love
I
it.
like it.
Please, just
Commit to football. Forget the haircuts.
Nah, that's, hey,
Forget the paint. Forget the hair
that's
nails.
sports, baby. Yeah, I mean, and hockey they don't.
trim the
Hey.
beard.
And hockey, they don't cut nothing until you get to the Stanley Cup or you get eliminated.
You remember how Jimmy Butler looked in the COVID playoffs and the COVID finals when he got all the way to
Hey, but he was
he
hooping.
got that though. He
But
got
he was
that though.
Hey, I see you, kid. We like it line tapered up.
You know what?
That's your style, man.
That's because you ain't got no hair. You ain't got no hair. That's why.
And you know what? If I had it, I would appreciate it. Take it for granted, you jerk.
You mean he looked like one of the greatest scorers of all time?
Right, yeah.
Hey, let him live. Let him live. No, he ain't been lined up since that day.
He was lined up.
He ain't been
do something first, then go.
he ain't been lined up since that day.
Once you do something, okay, how you look?
Hey,
Do
KD
something,
said I ain't brushing my hair to go hoop. That was the realest thing ever. I was like, yeah, I'm not worried about brushing my hair if I'm just going up the street to go hoop. Like,
I can't imagine being that unbothered. Though.
I
Like,
can't.
can you imagine just waking up like, yeah, I'm gonna take a shower, I'm gonna walk past the mirror.
You know why though?
I'm gonna go hoop.
it
I
just-
can't be that unbothered. That's a whole different level of unbothered.
I guess it's just style and the culture has changed, like the way that we've grown up.
I
our
know the
culture-
style still exists. KD just ain't paying attention
He's
to
500 million. No.
it.
I'm just saying, but like,
Style still exists. KD just
Is
don't
he
care
too
about
tall for the mirror?
but
What
sometimes it's
Too tall is crazy.
too tall.
happened?
it. Hey, so's Caleb Williams, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this defense, man. Appreciate y'all
Yeah.
for tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Actually, we got in here and got all excited. Before we talk about the defense, we do got to listen into a word from our sponsors over at BetDSI. We'll hear a quick word from them, and then we'll get back into this thing, talk about the defense, and break it down. See y'all on the other side.
In Bears Nation, it's your boy Pat, the designer from the Windy City Breeze, where we keep it 100 about everything Chicago Bears. Now, if you're like me, you don't just watch the game, you live it, and that's why you need to check out BetDSI. BetDSI is where it's at if you want to put your money where your mouth is. They've been doing it for over 20 years, giving you the best odds, lightning fast payouts, and a platform that's as solid as the best O-line. Whether you're betting on the Bears to take it all the way or making clutch live bets during the game, BetDSI has you covered. And here is the kicker. Just because you're rolling with the Windy City Breeze, BetDSI is hooking you up. Sign up today with the promo code WCB, and they'll give you a 120% bonus on your first deposit up to $1,000. That's free money, folks, to make sure that you're winning as you back our boys in the blue and orange. So what are you doing? What are you waiting for? Head over to betdsi.eu, use the code WCB, and start turning your Bears passion into serious cash. BetDSI, where real Bears fans get it done.
If I give him a green
Appreciate y'all tuning in and showing love to another edition of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do, man. A lot to still get into on today's episode as we went a little long on that conversation. Nothing wrong with that. Let's talk about this defense, though, Joel. Let's talk about this defense, boys, because got some dogs on the defensive side of the ball, man. Where do we expect this Chicago Bears defense to rank this season? I think that there is a lot of good players on this team, but there's a lot of good defenses out there as well. I think when you talk about your number one guys, I think when you talk about your number one defenses, I mean, you still got to look at that Ravens team. You still got we got two of them going out there tonight and balling out.
That's
You got to look at that
crazy.
Ravens
Chiefs,
team. You got to look at that Chiefs team.
Yeah.
Where do you think the Chicago Bears defense ends up ranking in this season?
Top 5, number 5.
Top 5, number 5. I like that.
Top 5.
Who do you got?
Number one.
I do have Baltimore. I have
Ideally.
Atlanta's defense. I think they're about to go nuts. I mean, that's yet to be seen, but we all agree.
Yeah, I don't know about Atlanta. I don't know about top 5, but I do like Atlanta defense.
Atlanta defense is crazy. I think Green Bay has retooled a little bit on theirs.
They've got some cornerbacks.
Their
Yeah.
corners
Yeah.
Buffalo,
No, they only got cornerbacks.
Yeah.
Buffalo or Pittsburgh. I put at number 4.
Pittsburgh's
I think
nice.
it's more
Pittsburgh is
than
nice. I
Buffalo.
like
got
that.
Chicago at 5.
I'm right there with you. Here's where I look at where we could improve is the passing defense. last year and for the last couple of years, we've already talked about how really, really good the rushing defense has been. And you look at the last year's statistics, we were number one in opponents' rushing yards per game at 86, fourth at opposing yards per rush, number two at rushes per game. Like we were in the top 5 in all of these value ranks. So I mean that's amazing on that end. And you look at what they brought to the defensive line, even though we still want a little bit more, right? You got Austin Booker, DeMarcus Walker's coming back. He's a really good person that stops the rush. Billings, Javon Dexter has improved. So I'm looking for the defense, at least for the run defense, to be top tier. Passing defense, I hope takes a step forward because I look for Tariq Stevenson to have a really breakout season. So
He's going to be important this year.
A better secondary. I mean, with Kevin Byard, you're talking about a shored up secondary. Yeah. Like now what deficiencies did we have last year where it was like key moments where somebody, Bojack didn't make a tackle or somebody didn't do this. It was, there was definitely some gaps. The defensive line, hopefully Booker does his thing. So right now,
that's if he gets starters minutes.
Yeah, but Pro Football,
if he gets to be a part of that rotation.
Pro Football Network right now has the Bears ranked as 10, but they could end up top 5 at the end of the day. They got Baltimore number 1, the Jets 2, Browns 3, 49ers 4, Cowboys 5, Steelers 6, Chiefs 7, Patriots 8. That's a surprise. And the Texans 9.
With the loss of Matthew Judon, I think that's going to change drastically.
I didn't see them being in the top 10 anyway.
What did it say? It said the loss of the loss of Matthew Judon stings, but this group is well-rounded, adept at stopping the run, plus their offense.
While still a work in progress.
Should be a better compliment. So
that's not a good example.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Hey, we know one of the best defensive tackles on your team is gone, but
you might be
still. Ask how Washington fared when they got rid of Sweat. Like, come on, man, get out of here. Yeah. Somehow we got better and they got worse. It's like, no way. No,
I love how this list says Chicago could be in the top 5 in 2 months, but they automatically put New England ahead of us, even though they lost somebody.
You might as well I would put the Bears at 8, just coming in off GP.
Well, I think that speaks to the defensive line conversation, though. That's why there is that you put the Bears that low, probably because let's be real. If Montez Sweat has a bad game, who's having a good one?
I don't know. What's up yours?
That's a good one. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe that's crazy.
Like honestly, we being real.
Maybe Javon Dexter, but that's a big maybe. We're expecting him to break
I think
out,
Javon's a good player. I think he's a solid player. I like Javon out there, but like if Montez Sweat has a bad game, who's the person that?
Why is he having a bad game?
He's going to get double teamed.
He's getting double teamed.
They know that's our guy.
That means somebody else has
more
opportunity.
But that don't mean that you're going to take advantage of it.
That's true.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like if you have to see this Bears defense, and that's why we kind of can combine the two topics here, right? The depth of this defensive line, I think, is also something to be concerned about with this team because when you look at depth-wise, if you lose Montez Sweat this season, who do you got?
Booker.
Bunch of second-tier
players. You got
Austin
Booker. You know what I mean? Like,
the new guy was a Darrell Taylor.
Darrell Taylor,
but he's situational.
Good piece, but he's a situational pass rusher as well.
Some of the parts. This
you know what I mean?
Like, going to be some of the parts. Like
Chris Williams.
5 out of this guy. 5 sacks for this guy. 7 here. 3 there. Like I said, I've said this earlier in over the offseason. Like if we can try to average, I think it's like 45 to 50 sacks for a defensive unit, that's not bad. Now, whether it's nice to get one guy that can get like 15, but if you can get a bunch of guys that can actually pass, rush the passer, that's not bad.
But see, here's my thing. Is that a product of Montez Sweat? Because remember when we got him last year, that's when everybody else started playing better because of his pressure and him being on the team. So if you take that away, do the numbers go back down because they're like second-tier defensive ends?
Right, and that's what we talked about the other day on the show on Tuesday. If you lose Montez Sweat, you lose quite a bit. As a matter of fact, before he even joined the team, the Bears finished 17th in defensive efficiency. So, but when he got added from weeks 9 through 18, their EPA went to rank 6. So the fact that there is a top 6 team as far as not allowing points is huge. But that a lot of it had to do with Montez Sweat creating the pressure and allowing the DBs to do their job. So yeah, Pat is right. We lose Montez Sweat, man, in any capacity. Who's going to step up?
No, I think that's where Flus comes in.
And
That's where Matt Eberflus has to prove who he is, right? Because you got to call the defense the right way. If you call the defense, even with this, right? Even with right now, Flus wants to get pressure with 4.
right.
I don't know if we got 4. I know we got 3. I feel like we got 3. Javon Dexter to me feels like an answer. Billings is massive, and then you got Montez Sweat. So you got 3. But can you get pressure with 4? If you can't get pressure with 4, I need to see a change in what we saw early in the season last season with Matt Eberflus. What we saw early in the year last year was like he was just so committed to like we have to get there with 4. We can't send linebackers. All of a sudden, right, you talk about how everything changed the week we got Montez Sweat. To be honest, it was a couple of weeks before that where all of a sudden he started blitzing Tremaine Evans. He started sending TJ Edwards. He started sending Kyler Gordon on these corner blitzes and different things like that. And all of a sudden, quarterbacks were getting hit. And we were like, oh my God, we can take the football.
Can I inverse this for you a little bit? Because
right.
any star on the defense for any of these teams, if you take them away, that defense struggles. You take Myles Garrett out of the mix for Cleveland, are they top 3?
Of course not.
No.
They got a lot of dogs still on that defensive line, though.
Another double digit.
You don't have another
Myles.
Myles Garrett.
Yeah,
losing that level of player, you're not going to replace that level of player. But the thing is, can you have enough of a group that can, like with this DB group, you don't need 4 dogs. You just need 4 dudes that can pressure the quarterback because your DBs are all dogs. Jalen Johnson can knock the football away. Tyreek can take it away. Jaquan, all these guys, you just need to maintain that pressure. So I'm not saying like losing Montez is a death sentence, but in a sense, you don't know if you've got anybody else who can get that pressure. That's why I understand the rating of where the Bears are at 10, not 5. Because to me, you're a top 5 defense if you can put pressure on the quarterback. Because all the quarterbacks we play in the first 10 games are young.
Yeah,
outside of Purdy.
What I was trying to
Purdy's still young.
What I want to add though is that they know that's why they were making moves.
Shout out Tanner with the super chat.
That's why they were making moves to try to get Judon. That's why they've been looking. I think they know they've told us that we still need some help in the defensive line. So we can't just have all our eggs in one basket with Sweat. And you do need someone to step up. But they have been looking. It's obvious that they were looking. Tanner with the super chat said, "What up, fellas? NFL kickoff Thursday and a Bear down Sunday." This Sunday we will be live for the Chicago Bears watch party. Make sure to tap in with us on that. I'm gonna try to be here. That's the plan.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta do a lot of shuffling. Here we go. Out the suit in the jersey. You know what I mean? Yeah. You gotta do that. Yeah. Oh yeah. But the plan is to be here for the Chicago Bears watch party.
Absolutely.
And then I'm gonna be downtown, of course, for the post game show. So running from here to downtown, it's gonna be a lot of running that day.
A lot of traveling.
I got a lot of travel that day, dog. A lot of travel that day. But yeah, I mean, we doing what we like. We doing what we like. But no, make sure y'all tapped in with us for everything Bears. We got you covered right here. I think the other thing,
baby.
Though, when you talk about where this team is going to rank, you do have to look at. Again, I kind of brought it up, but I got to look at Matt Eberflus. This comes down to you. All the players can make plays. You got a whip now. There are no excuses. And I do think that Matt Eberflus is a good head coach. Yeah. Or, I'm sorry, a good defensive coordinator. I don't know where he's at the head coach yet. I like where he's trending. But when you talk about how you're going to utilize all of these pieces on this team, you have to set that tone now. Mm-hmm. You had to change your whole identity in the second half of the season. And it helped that you added Montez Sweat. But he was so stuck in his ways early in the season. I think that this defensive rank, if we're going to talk about this team being a top 5 team, you have to have your identity early in the season. I think that they do have their identity. I think that for the most part, you will not be running the foot. Who got Tony Pollard in the fantasy league?
Not I.
You got
I, Cap.
I haven't. No. I'm in 4 leagues.
I look past certain running backs.
No, he's a depth piece.
Yeah, you should definitely not play him on Sunday.
No. He's not my starter.
Because he is not going to do well. I'll tell you that right now. Speaking of which, everybody set their fantasy lineups. I just thought about it. This show gonna go right up.
I already got that down pat.
Doing that while I'm doing the show. But nobody's gonna have advantage on me. To me, this all comes down to Matt Eberflus, how he's going to be able to produce and put his guys in a position to be successful.
Yeah, and half the battle, I think, is something that I really appreciate when you look at Hard Knocks is you get behind the scenes and just how much just how much the connection and the chemistry is behind the scenes with the coach and the players. You know, he's not just some cheesy coach giving everybody nicknames. Like, these guys are actually buying into his scheme, to his mentality. And so that's another reason why I give a little bit more credit to him as a coach, not just as a defensive-minded coach. That part he's good at. We already saw that at the back end of the last season, but I think he's turning into an actual really good coach. And of course, with better talent, you look better. So the head coach is going to look better. The quarterback's going to look better. I think that Matt Eberflus is going in the right direction.
I would say that I guess it does help when you don't have your assistant coaches getting arrested by the FBI.
I don't know what.
I forgot his name. Yeah, man.
Alan Williams.
Alan Williams.
Yeah, two of them. He lost the running backs coach and the DC.
Well, he just stepped down.
It's
I mean, he just stepped down.
That's what they
It's
said.
kind of
Yep.
hard when they
We'll just
show
leave
up
it
at the
at
door,
that.
knock, knock. You know, what is it?
He didn't even press a button, man. He just did that.
So I think now I was definitely. I think all of us were disappointed last year in how this team looked coming into week one. You know, like we waited all season. We were all hyped up. There's all this talk about Justin Fields going to be MVP. We were everybody was ready for this. Yeah. And this team looked horrible. So hopefully this year coming in, like, yes, dude, I'm 100% with you. Like, it's Eberflus has a Ferrari. Don't crash it. Like, you've been given what?
No brakes.
Yeah, that's a Lamborghini.
It was a Lamborghini.
That's a Lamborghini.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, almost there. So, but the idea is that
I missed that story.
you don't remember? Yeah, Lance
you
Briggs,
weren't watching Bears by then, probably.
Yeah. Have a shot. It was back in 06 or 08 or 09 or something like that.
Was that after? That might have been after they were.
Yeah, it was
they
like
were
06.
those Bears.
It was like
He
07.
seemed like a Lamborghini guy.
He
He
was
was
on the Edens, I think.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but the idea is that, yes, you have, it's a great point. There's the coach. But see, if you have capable coordinators, like it looks like this, the whole team looks confident. And I think he also had to learn, like sometimes it takes a while for you to learn. You're hiring these first-time head coaches, figuring out how to coach.
It ain't him.
No, I'm just saying.
Let's not even pretend it's him.
No. I'm saying what you talking about?
I'm talking about Ryan or Matt Eberflus. Let's not even pretend that Matt Eberflus picked these coordinators.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying that now he has the guys in place that makes it easier for him to focus on what he needs to. This is all about Poles.
In Poles we trust.
Yeah, Poles definitely.
Like we know who picked this coordinator.
Yeah,
and there's no part of this team that even looks.
Where's my King Poles?
Like that even remotely looks like guys Matt Eberflus. He's never worked with any of these guys.
Yeah.
Like usually your coaching tree is dudes that you've worked with.
This is Ryan Poles.
This is Ryan Poles guys. And that's okay. You want to know what he did for it? And here's the thing. He likes Matt. He wants Matt to be successful. He's allowing Matt to grow as a coach. Now, would I have done that? Nah, I'd have had him out of here by the end of the season.
Goodbye.
No, I said that. I said that.
No,
I said I'd have moved on because of how many good coaches were out there.
Quite a few.
There were a lot of good coaches out there that you could have gone. You could have built a culture around, right? The GOAT in some people's mind of coaches is out there and probably would have taken a job here. Now, I don't know how he would have dealt with Caleb Williams and all that. But, yeah, I mean, like, but here's the thing. Ryan Poles likes Matt Eberflus.
Yeah.
Ryan Poles wants Matt Eberflus to be here. So what he do? Did the same thing he did with his quarterback. We're going to put you in a bubble.
Freaking painted nails.
Oh, you talking about Bill?
Belichick.
Talking about Bill with
like,
Caleb?
yeah, I don't know if I can do this.
Bill would have lost it with Caleb Williams.
Go up to the line and change the play, but you just run the play as I call.
Why don't you run the play? Red gloves out here. But no, like when you look at the why Ryan Poles has done this, he wants Matt Eberflus to be successful.
Yeah,
right.
Even the tree that he put together, he knows, and this is the foresight to me. He knows Shane Waldron's gone if Caleb Williams is good. Shane Waldron will be a head coach next year.
Right.
It was a fun year. Hope we enjoyed it, boys. So what's he do? He goes out and gets Thomas Bryant, who was also up for some head coaching duties this year. He was also up for some offensive coordinator duties this year. He also interviewed as an OC here, right? You go out and you get a guy like that who you feel, okay, maybe he could be one of the next OCs. He builds this tree of guys that can learn off of the Waldron tree, if we want to call it that. You know what I mean? Like that to me is foresight. That's thinking ahead, knowing that I've got a defensive head coach. I need to have a slew of guys in here that can be offensive coordinators because they're going to get jobs.
Shane got a ring?
Shane does.
He was after.
No, wasn't he with?
He was no. He don't got to. No,
he don't
he.
have a ring.
I'm trying to think if he got one with the Rams.
No,
I
that's
don't know if
Thomas
he got
Davis.
one with the Rams.
That's Thomas Davis.
Yeah.
He would have been with the Rams. That was Thomas Davis.
Yeah, but I don't know if he was on the team when he got one. I'm saying.
No.
I don't think he was on the Rams when they got one. I think he had already moved on. So I don't think Shane has a ring.
You turn the most storied franchise in football around. You don't have to worry about a job. I think Shane sticks it out 2 years. Because we're in poverty, right? Let's be for real. Like we're in the bottom of mediocrity.
I think that's the reason why he would be at the top.
Hey, we're so mid.
A lot of
But you
resumes.
got to think about it though. These jobs don't come every day. Yeah. You turn this around and then you have a down year. Now you ain't got that job.
Is a check that coaches do get paid a lot.
Yeah.
They do get paid a lot.
I mean, like it's
They do get paid
now I don't know if he's gonna get the bag, but what I'm saying is like you're not going to get a who's old boy that's in Detroit? A no OC, the OC.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Why can't I think of the OC in Detroit? Bill
Not Lazard.
no, not Bill O'Brien.
You said OC and where?
In Detroit.
Oh, Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson. You're not gonna get a Ben Johnson every day that's like, no, I want to stick this out till we win a Super Bowl.
Right.
Ben Johnson could have been a head coach 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get that every day.
That's like the Brian Dable type thing.
You know what I mean? So it's like you got to take those chances when those chances come. So maybe Shane does. Maybe he is on the Ben Johnson plan. And he's like, nah, I'm gonna figure this out and stick it out with y'all. But you can't count on that. And I love the fact that Poles knows I can't count on that. Poles already has guys in place to replace Ian Cunningham because he knows Ian's gone eventually.
Yeah.
Ian keep coming back, which
he
is
could have been gone a
amazing.
year ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I think who they wanted him for the Atlanta job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which y'all see? Y'all see who keep moving up over in Atlanta?
He's Ryan.
It's getting pacey over there.
Yeah.
He's moving up real quick.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's getting something.
Kind of happy for that guy.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
listen,
Hide behind the door, Ryan? No, I'm
here's
good.
the thing.
I'm good.
He had some misses. But he
lot.
had some misses. Some big misses.
A lot.
Some big misses.
Some.
Hey, listen. He missed it by this much.
Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes.
But you know what?
I don't give you Pat Mahomes.
No,
I give nobody Pat
Kevin
Mahomes.
White.
Because no one thought Patrick
Nobody
Mahomes
thought
was
you're
gonna
right.
be
Nobody thought Pat Mahomes was
Deshaun
that
Watson.
dude.
Deshaun Watson. I'm
good.
putting
That kind of worked out a little
Kevin
bit.
White, his first pick was
Yeah,
a bust.
Kevin White was. Hey, we was talking about Kevin White.
There's a lot of
this morning.
No route tree, bro. He just
Kevin White was just straight.
Listen, Ryan Poles got some forgettable picks. It's a forgettable trade.
No.
Hey, listen, Chase Claypool. Listen, Chase Claypool was a forgettable trade.
that was bad.
Yeah, but it didn't cripple you.
It did
Yeah.
cripple, but we gave up a second for it.
Yeah, but it didn't cripple you. You also got a second back.
There you
We
go.
got a second back.
But that's the thing. Ryan Pace trades and picks crippled you.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Mitch Trubisky crippled
When they
you.
finally unhandcuffed the man, my man was like, well, let me just do everything in one fell swoop. And it didn't work out. But I like the fact that he was willing to make the moves. That's all I'm saying. I like the fact that he's willing to bet. He lost.
You just like the fact that he did
just like the
something.
fact that he had the gall to do it.
Let's be for real.
That's all he liked.
Was it different than everybody before? Yeah. Was he willing to do it? Yeah. Did it work out? Absolutely not. But he was willing to do something different.
Yeah.
And that's like the predecessor.
It was different.
That's the predecessor to what we have now. Ryan Post is willing to do something different. He's a little more structured. He comes with a little more pedigree. And you see the evolution of the people we picked at the hand.
I think the difference is it's logical, though. You know what I mean? Which move has Ryan Poles made that you felt this got to work or our backs against the wall?
Caleb.
Well, yeah, now.
A lot of GMs are committed to their
But
quarterback.
realistically, even that, we still got trade value.
Yeah.
We still got money. We still got, if Caleb is like, we in year 3 and it don't work, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I think it's going to work out fine. But if we in year 3 and it don't work, you're not in a bad position financially to be like, let's just go trade for a quarterback that's a vet that already
if I'm
comes.
going to be honest, Nate Davis. Only because of what's at stake, because that position, that our line is still very suspect. That's the only thing.
I think that's more politics, though.
Yeah.
I paid you $10 million. I'm gonna get $10 million worth of service out of you, whether it's bad
I'm
or
not
not.
leaving you. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I think that's the sports politics of like.
Our handcuff to him in that way probably kept us out of conversations that would have enticed other people to come.
True, but
That's all I'm saying.
even with that handcuff, you still traded a fourth this year for your backup right guard, which I don't like trading.
Real quick, we got a super chat from Jay Grizz.
Shout out Jay Grizz.
He said, "How's Keenan Allen looking for Sunday? Heard he popped up on the injury report."
Yeah, let's talk about the injury
Mailbag is
report
going
before we get
next
up out of here.
topic,
That's our final
That's a good
topic of the
transition.
day. Appreciate
Good
y'all for
transition.
tuning in, showing love.
That's how you
Hit
pick.
that like button if you haven't done so. Subscribe. Joe, you dropped something.
Oh, thanks, man.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button.
I don't know. It just felt weird. It just felt weird.
We really haven't had a pause on this show today.
Hey.
Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, showing love. Appreciate y'all for super chatting in.
Hit the image.
Jay Grizz, shout out the Bears
Image
Junkie
forward
Hall
top,
of Fame.
all the way to the top.
Said happy
Yes,
football.
sir.
Happy football.
Happy football
To
ya. Happy football to ya. Happy football. Happy football.
The fact that we knew how to sing that was crazy.
Hey,
He's dropping back to pass. Trying to sack him on his. Never mind.
Oh.
It's like that the Bears anthem. Welcome to the injury report. We're gonna move past.
Let's jump on the injury report, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, showing love. Injury report today. I will tell Bears fans this. Y'all go through. Y'all look at the injury report,
Mm-hmm.
I got you, man.
and then I want y'all to go through,
You better play.
and I want y'all to look at what Montez Sweat said today.
Uh-oh.
And then I want you to match that up with the injury report. Because on the injury report today, Keenan Allen limited. That was a bad time. See, you have no feel for the Tiffany, dog.
What?
You have no feel for the
That's the only thing you
have
get
no
wrong.
feel-
That's
He
the
gets the
only thing
Tiffany
you
right
get wrong.
every time.
Every time,
He
bro.
never gets the Tiffany right.
No, you
He
just
never
don't like
gets the Tiffany right.
You just don't like the Tiffany.
No, that was the wrong time.
Set it up. Set it up, Pat.
It is a combination of both. You don't like it in, he doesn't have the wrong.
No, but
No.
you know why? Because his Tiffany is supposed to end with and it just ends.
It's like, yeah,
Look,
it's like
listen,
it's not finished.
Half the people listening didn't even know it was called that.
It's not finished.
That's what I'm saying.
he
It's
cut
not
it off at
finished.
the end.
Yeah, it's not
Half the
finished.
people listening do not even
Well,
know
I'm a
what it's called.
percussionist. You know what I mean?
They're gonna say, "Hey, the drums right there." That's all they're gonna say.
I'm the best percussionist I know, and my brother's the
Hey,
biggest
now.
pianist I know.
Oh, snap.
He's a pianist.
Hot
He
and ready.
plays,
I'm going to be
piano.
All
coming
right,
fast.
he plays piano. I said pianist. Here we go. Hey, I'm challenging that.
First one of Thursday.
I'm challenging. I said pianist.
Say it fast.
He plays piano. He really does.
That's hilarious.
But
So I put the notable.
on the
most
injury
notable
report
injury
today, Keenan Allen limited, Karan Amageji limited, Ryan Bates was a full go today. He's off the injury report probably tomorrow. Roshan Johnson was limited again. Mercedes Lewis DNP. I think that's just old at this point. I'm not gonna lie. Rest. It literally says not injury related rest. DNP. Zach Pickens limited, Montez Sweat limited, DeMarcus Walker limited. Now DeMarcus Walker's may be a little bit more serious, which may give
Groin.
it is a groin injury. That one may be a little bit more concerning than most. But I want y'all to look at, for most of the people on this list, Keenan Allen, Roshan Johnson. I'll throw a Montez Sweat on there, and then go listen to what Montez said today about how ready this team is to just get after somebody. He said we're dogs.
We're biting
We're
kneecaps
ready to
now.
attack. We're ready to get after. We're ready to hunt. He said, "We're ready to hunt." If
I
I'm a
love
quarterback,
it.
bro,
I love it.
if I'm a quarterback, I just heard, "Yeah, we ready to hunt." Hey, wait a minute, hold on. What we hunting?
This is just football.
Right? You know what I mean? What are we hunting, dog? Yeah, I mean, like, can we be cool? I think for most of the names on this injury report, I would expect to see them ready to go by game time. DeMarcus Walker is a bit of a concern for me, though, because DeMarcus Walker was not on here. We know how groin injuries can linger. This is limited, so you would assume that this happened to him Wednesday in practice, and he was kind of able to go through it. I think D-Walk is kind of on the same energy, but you got to be a little more careful with a groin. Groin injuries are like it could be a 1 week thing, it could be a 6 month thing.
Groin is that's
Ouchie.
Like, y'all know how groin
that affects all running big time. Like
Yeah, you
and
can't do a
especially
lot.
like side to side and
Yeah.
trying to
Can't do nothing
No,
there, buddy.
that's no bueno.
No, but
bueno.
I'm my thing, and I mentioned this before again earlier, is that a lot of this is just dealing with pain tolerance. Like, throughout the season, even though this is the start of the season, you're going to deal with little dinks and dunks and nicks and bumps and bruises. It's just
Dinks and
I said
dunks.
dinks and dunks.
The bruises. That sounds like Jay.
No, I'm good.
What's your boy Jay Hill? He goes,
I don't know what's going on right now.
The young dude.
Oh, JID?
Yeah,
Jid.
Jid. That sounds like that.
Oh, okay.
That cadence.
But yeah, I just think that
151.
I don't know what other song he brought up.
That's a bad way to
It remind me of Jid.
anyway,
see, best DJs in the
look
world.
what both of you are with the ice cream. Both of y'all just went all off script. Yeah, good.
Hey, you want to be here at the desk? I'm here.
No, but honestly,
no. He said we wanted everybody together.
welcome to the first show of the new
I
set.
know I made that. I made
You
everything.
just made the desk.
I did build it.
You built it with the spot for you.
I have. What do you want me to do?
Just say you just wanted to be at the desk.
No, Pat wanted
Coming
me to be
fast with a hot and ready.
So, Jordan, you were saying.
I was trying to say, hey, all these guys, I think for the most part, you're going to look at all these guys and they're going to play. Mercedes Lewis, obviously, he's old. So he's just going to be out there when he needs to be. I don't think Kieran Amagechi is going to be ready. That's just my opinion. I don't think he's going to be ready. But I will say this. This is what's concerning for the other teams. I'm looking at the Tennessee Titans. What in the world?
You will say this.
That's kind of.
No, that was a good tip.
That
was a good tip.
All right, okay.
That was a good tip.
All right, let's do it again. So the Tennessee Titans, their DMP for the second day in a row is Jamal Adams. That's a big name for them.
He's always hurt.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is
DMP
he can't play twice in 2 days back to back for practice. That's concerning for them.
Is D-Hop always injured?
No, D-Hop's still limited, but I feel like D-Hop's going to be there. I don't know who Otis Reese is. Otis, he'll probably be ready just because he's Otis.
I'm going to say that. D-Hop don't play, it's going to be a long
Oh, no. If he don't play, that's
it's
it.
going to be a long day.
Calvin Ridley and
You still got Calvin Ridley, Tyler Boyd. You still got some dogs out there.
Yeah.
They not number one
They not
dogs,
D-Hop, but yeah.
they're not D-Hop.
Yeah.
None of them are D-Hop.
So I look forward to this team being fully, for the most part, fully healthy for the start of the season.
I'm excited.
You know what I'm mad at?
What grinds your gears, kid?
Grinds my gears.
That was a good tip.
Someone says, roll the credits, Joe, and the credits are not in the system anymore.
Why not?
Oh,
Hey, the credits
you don't have
definitely
it?
got deleted. The
You don't
credits
have it
definitely
Why the
got
heck did we
deleted.
delete the credits?
Oh, somebody doesn't
Hey,
like
listen,
being
it's
credited out.
It's so famous at this point.
Oh, he
The
took them.
chat says
I didn't take
roll
the credits out.
I didn't take them out.
You definitely took the credits
Was
out.
No,
it
I
the new
didn't.
super
Why would I
producer?
take the credits out?
They're
It
in
was
the,
C-Dub.
They should be in the design. Unless somebody leaves.
was me, Austin.
$1 million.
Actually, where are my credits? This should be running. I had to fix that.
No.
By the way, the game
all
has
the new
been
tweaks.
delayed. That's official. I did look it up. The
game's delayed?
What's delayed?
Thunderstorm.
Oh, tonight?
For
Oh,
Thursday.
man.
So
7:40 start.
Hey, I'm gonna tell
if
you
it
this
keeps
right
going,
now.
that game might cancel.
They ain't gonna cancel that game.
You think
In
so?
I'll tell you this right
Oh
now.
my God, they
Football?
credits.
That game will start at 10 o'clock at
Right.
night.
Yep.
They will not cancel that game.
You-
And everybody will have to be awake
yeah.
to watch that game. They will not cancel
The
Thursday night football.
whole
to start the
nation will be in
season.
an
What's your
uproar.
one wish this season for in football coverage? What's your one wish?
My
Football
one wish
coverage?
for football coverage?
Yeah.
What you mean? Like from like
Maybe
the
an
networks covering it?
announcer doesn't say a certain announcer isn't doing this thing anymore. Certain coverage of certain things. I could go first if you want me.
Go
to.
ahead, go ahead.
I don't want to see Taylor Swift anymore.
Like you gonna see that?
Like,
Yeah.
I get that she's this famous girlfriend of Travis Kelce, stuff like that. Great, we know who she is. It's football time. Like,
Nah,
we don't care
bring
about
women
Taylor
to the
Swift
game.
anymore.
Now you gonna think that, you gonna see that?
Hey,
Imagine if Beyonce was married to like Jay-Z was a basketball player and she was at the, you would see Beyonce just as much.
I don't want to see Beyonce anymore.
I'm never mad at seeing Beyonce.
Hey, listen, yeah,
I'd
after a
prefer
while-
to see Kelly
After a
Rowland.
while, guess what?
Hey Kelly, what you
After a
got?
while,
going
guess
on?
what?
Dang
Sit
I'm a
down.
man of
Dang
culture.
Football time.
Dang
I'm
right.
with you on the Kelly Rowe.
I'm a man of culture, my
You're
guy.
dang right.
Yeah, I mean, she came out with that.
You know they say
I love her. I was like, oh, wait a minute now.
You know they say black of the berry.
Oh, hey,
Oh, Jesus.
I'm juicy fruit. Hey man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. For the pettiest man alive, Mr. P Kid, the Mr. Meaty himself, Jordan JC, the super producer who has made his way back to the show, Joel Holt.
Today was an ice cream.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, you could have stayed back there as much time as you spent back there.
We're getting all the kinks. This is the first time getting.
No, you're supposed to have it ready.
Nope.
And of course,
because you
the man on the ones and twos, C-Dub, the Dominican Superman.
All right.
Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bend down, one love.